The Sturgeon case is the law. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Judicial Watch won the Sturgeon case, which declared the county payments for the state judges were illegal. In complete disregard for this decision by the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, Dr. Richard Fine has spent the last year in jail.
No matter what happens, I will be out of jail probably by the 25th of May or soon thereafter.
It's all coming to a head. According to activist Fred Sotilli, Judicial Watch and Dr. Fine have fought the biggest law firms in the country.
These Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher is an international law firm. They have offices all over, and they have resources that you and I can't even imagine. And they lost.
Sterling Norris, the lead attorney for Judicial Watch, explained how this is going to end.
When we won in October of 2008 by the decision of the 4th District Court of Appeals in San Diego, they then appealed, the county and the judges then appealed to the California Supreme Court. The California Supreme Court declined to take the appeal. That, under California law, makes the Sturgeon case, as it was ruled on in San Diego, the law of the state of California in relation to compensation for judges.
Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher and Jones Day, on behalf of LA County, the Superior Court, and the judges, filed an appeal citing Senate Bill SBX 211 that the payments were legal. Judge Richmond ruled in their favor. Judicial Watch appealed his decision, and now Gibson, Dunn & Crutcher and Jones Day have failed to file a response by the filing date.
Well, in the Sturgeon case, the time of the respondents, which was the County of Los Angeles and the Superior Court, to respond had passed. And what the court did is the court sent out its letter saying that if you don't respond within 15 days, we are going to decide the case on the record, on the appellant's opening brief, and upon the appellant's oral argument. And they froze
Your
out.
call may be monitored or recorded.
And they froze out the ability of the respondents to even make an oral argument. And the court has a right to do this under Rule 8.220.
Sterling Norris confirmed this mysterious lack of response.
As to date, we have not received any briefs from either the Los Angeles County Judges Association or from the LA County Council. And I just checked this morning on the morning mail that came in Los Angeles there, and there was no brief. So that's about where we stand.
Is it unusual not to hear from them?
Well, I think it was unusual because last time we received, I believe it was 2 different requests for additional time, and of course we gave them that extra time.
In my mind, it appears that the County of Los Angeles and the Superior Court, and in fact the Supreme Court also, have decided that they're basically throwing in the towel on the issue of these payments. Because what they've done by not responding in the Supreme Court case, they've given up on the issue of the due process. They're basically saying that they aren't fighting the violation of due process, that these payments were bribes, and they're accepting that, and they're going to let the court decide that these payments were bribes.
Dr. Fine may be correct. Who is so powerful they can back down the judges, even in spite of the court and county hiring the most influential law firms? Do you think that what Judicial Watch has been doing with their court case, Sturgeon versus the county, has been helpful in any way?
Helpful. Judicial Watch has been Herculean. For them to win the Sturgeon case and for them to then win the judge's appeal, the judges couldn't accept that they were guilty, so they appealed. I guess that's the legal thing to do, but since they were still guilty, they lost the appeal. So yeah, Judicial Watch has done a great job, and a great deal of Richard's clout comes from that. I mean, that's the proof. The proof is the Sturgeon case.
Mr. Norris points out that the lack of response from these law firms is unusual.
And it's just not the regular course of affairs to miss a due date for brief without having consulted the other party and asked for, a couple weeks or a week or whatever. So that's the way the normal procedure is done. But we received no such contact in this case.
These aren't just minor errors by some fumbling, inexperienced lawyers.
Jones Day is the biggest law firm in the world. I don't know why the County of Los Angeles needs to retain that powerful of a firm. They must be doing something pretty bad, because I have to believe that Jones Day's retainer alone, I don't know what it could be. I know what mere mortals pay lawyers, and it's always exorbitant. So Jones Day must really be costing the taxpayers a lot of money. Now, Gibson, Dunn and Crutcher, that is an almost equally large international firm. They have resources that never end, offices all over, and they represent the court in this case. So you have the county hiring the biggest and most powerful law firm in the world. You have the court hiring what would be considered the next, or certainly one of the next, biggest law firms in the world to represent them. What on earth are they doing that they hire these guys, and how much are they paying them? And who are they going against? It seems like one man with no access to a law library is holding off these two giant law firms. I realize Judicial Watch is responsible for the Sturgeon case and everything, but when I think of the David and Goliath comparison of these two forces, it's a little excessive.
Judicial Watch stood firm in fighting against the judges.
We have believed that from the outset, that the payments to the LA County judges were unconstitutional and illegal. And we have litigated that. We have won in San Diego, and we think we have a very good opportunity to do so again.
And Dr. Fine is urging us to continue the fight until the judicial corruption is purged from the entire system.
And then ultimately, I believe that what is going to happen, and I hope what will happen, is that our citizens will vote these judges out of office, will vote the supervisors out of office who made the payments, and vote the legislators out of office who enacted Senate Bill SBX 211.
We want to know what you, the viewers, think. Please respond to our survey and leave your comments below. Number 1. Do you think the lawyers from Gibson, Dunn and Crutcher and Jones Day are merely waiting for the May 20th ruling by the United States Supreme Court regarding Richard Fine before they're going to get back into the fray? Yes or no? Number 2. Do you think the judges are pulling off their legal beagles in fear of facing the angry voters in the next elections? Yes or no? And number 3. Do you think the valiant efforts of Dr. Fine and Judicial Watch will be successful in stopping the illegal payments from spreading to other counties across the nation? Yes or no? I'm Leslie Dutton. Please be sure to leave your comments below. Thank you.
If you appreciate these productions, please support Full Disclosure by making a contribution. You can simply click on the PayPal link below and make whatever donation you choose right now. Thank you for supporting Full Disclosure and our news behind the news.